Hi everyone, I'm actually back here. I'm back home now after the 2 week vacation break in Greece, and I'm not starting work in terms of teaching yet, but I'm actually going to start doing it this weekend, and then yeah, next week there'll be more stuff coming because the school term is beginning. So I just wanted to make this video really quick and. Because as you all know, the second season of Squid Game original game has actually landed on Netflix. Yes, on December 26th, Boxing Day, and we actually I know that most people who have access to Netflix have actually managed to watch it, from beginning until the end. For people like me who don't really have any access to Netflix, what we do is, for me, I just wait for the series, the season to land on some other website, could be pirated or whatever, just the reality of it, and then I watch it. Or in this case, I was kind of lucky because there were clips on YouTube which landed. Okay, so I kind of know what happens, and on top of that, other than the YouTube clips, I also actually I went on the flight back from Athens to Singapore. A few rows in front of me, someone, okay, I have no idea who the person was. Just right to my right, in front by a few rows, he was watching Squid Game season 2 on his small little, I don't know, iPad or laptop or whatever, without whatever access he could have. So yeah, and he was watching almost for the first few because there's only 7 episodes. He watched it for almost about five. I think five. I think a lot. It was very long flight, and each episode is about maybe 45 minutes. And yeah, and the thing is this, because I was really kind of jet lag. I really wasn't used to the time zone difference. Yeah, it's the kind of thing when you're on flights. It's very hard to fall asleep, and I only fell asleep during the last beginning of the first hour or so, and after that maybe the last few hours for 10 to 11 hour flight. But today I'm going to just talk a little bit more about Squid Game because I'm not going to talk about the plot because I know what happens, I know everything, but I'm not going to give any evaluation of the plot, which is not the point. But what I want to do is to talk a little bit more about how Squid Game, okay, can tell us a little bit more about dark psychology. Dark psychology being the art of manipulation. So there's something that I think a lot of people don't really realize. We have a lot of reviews of Squid Game online, talking about how it's all about capitalism. It's a critique of capitalism, and how, from the point of view, capitalism is a really oppressive and deceptively really destructive system that thrives on the mutual destruction of people in the working classes, for the benefit of the elites echelons of society. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking a little bit more about psychology, how it actually plays out in the series. For those who have actually watched it, at least watch a little bit of it, we know that in the Squid Game itself, okay, this season 2 actually has a lot more characters, and a lot of the characters, they're actually much more well known. They're pretty well known actually compared to those in the first season. And so you have like some former boy band members. What's it, boy band? Yeah. You have like the druggie, or the one who's addicted to his pills. The rapper Thanos, who was actually the rapper, the real life rapper, T.O.P. or Choi Sun Hoon from the boy band Big Bang. And then there's also the character of Lee Myung-ki, the YouTuber, who was a former YouTuber who actually ended up getting into debt because of some investment scam and fraud with this cryptocurrency. Okay, and then who he was actually enacted by another former boy band member, Im Si Won from the boy band Zia. ZE:A. Okay, and you have a few other characters and who are very well known, such as Park Sung Park Sung Hoon, yeah, who was in Queen of Tears as the antagonist, and also in The Glory as well in seasons 1 and 2. So in this one, he's a trans woman, okay, and who was a former special forces soldier, but lost his job and got in debt because of his decision to actually transition. Okay, but okay, well, I'm not talking about all this. We know all about the characters, but there's something about dark psychology, how it actually plays out in the series within season 1 and 2. Okay, I haven't really talked about this on my videos, but I've always mentioned this in some of my posts on social media, especially in Instagram. For example, in the first season, there was this character of Yunam, the first man 001, player 001, who claimed to have a brain tumor. He had a brain cancer, so he was like, going to die soon. Okay, he also had dementia, and he kept on doing certain things like losing control of his bladder, wetting his pants, and but yet at the same time, in certain games such as the red light, green light, he seemed to enjoy playing it. And there was this thing when during the moments after Song Ki-hoon had actually won the Squid Games, and he ended up being directed by the dying Yunam. Okay, 001. Yunam means the first man into the hospital ward, a very secretive hospital ward, where he was actually struggling for his very last moments of life because of the tumor and because of his cancer. The thing was that he made a bet with Song Ki-hoon about the homeless man on the other side of the road, okay, as to whether someone would help him, or whether they would just walk past him, pretend that he doesn't exist. And of course, there are certain bets about it, saying that the online speculation was that Song Ki-hoon was being a hypocrite, because he could have gone and help him within the next few minutes, but I don't think it makes sense, because he was in the building. The building was as secret. To get to that homeless man across on the other side of the road, it would have been more than 5 minutes. Okay, it was actually quite far, and it was everything. And then the chamber was a secret chamber in the hospital, secret ward room, and but in the end, of course, the thing was that the homeless man ended up being helped by some policemen who actually called for help to help him, and so in a way, Yunam seems to have lost the bet. Okay, but the main thing it's not just that, but the thing is that when Ki-hoon actually questioned Yunam as to why, if he was really dying, he was really suffering from brain cancer in his terminal stage and dementia, all these different things, why then, if he knew that, and then on top of the fact that he was the mastermind, the one who created the Squid Games, why did he want to play it and raise his own game? I mean, of course, we know that there's plot armor. Yunam will never die. Okay, he will never be killed. But the strange thing that Yunam actually came up with was his reply. He said, "It's more fun to actually play the games, okay, as opposed to actually watching from a distance. You get the thrill that he could play the games, but he will never really die. People will always, the guards will always engineer the illusion that he is going to be killed or he will die, but in fact he never gets killed or dies at all, at least not due to the games." And we know that at the end, because the game of marbles was obviously created by him, and then there's a whole thing about about at the end of the first game, of the red light, green light, when everyone decides, we have to take a vote because too many people are dying just in one game, and everyone decides, okay, you know what, we'll just get everyone to vote as to whether we should continue the games or end the games. And Yunam, ironically, although he is the mastermind of this, he votes to, the camera pans closes out on him, like deciding between yes, the circle, and no, the cross. Okay, as to meaning that they will stop playing the games and get everyone to return back to their lives. what Yunam hesitated for a while before he pressed the the cross. And again, the problem is this: he was faking it. Okay, we knew that deep down inside that he really wanted everyone to get back to the game. So why do you actually get everyone back? I mean, why did you vote for everyone to actually get out? Okay, to not play the games before they decide, okay, I want to play the game again. Again, this is the back to the whole thing about dark psychology. Okay, the thing with dark psychology is this one thing. There's this whole thing that I've been hearing a lot, that in Squid Games they say, oh, you know what? The one thing is to about the system, the so-called capitalist system of Squid Game, or the so-called pseudo-democratic system, is that they claim that you have the freedom, that you can decide when to get out of it, because that the one rule is that at the end of every game you can decide whether to get out by taking another vote. But the thing is this is not even just your own choice. It's a case of the mass, the consensus of the group versus the individual. So even if you want to get out as an individual, if the group decides no, we will continue playing even if it's just by one number, okay, excess of one number, you have to stay on in the games. So this whole idea of the manufactured facade of freedom, okay, is something that I think in dark psychology, that which narcissists, psychopaths, and sociopaths all use against their victims and targets. They make you think that you have the idea, okay, that they may think that this idea that you can get out anytime. There will be a time when I can get out. So like for example, victims of all these people, narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths, we always think, oh no, I got to stay on to find out whether they can change. They keep staying on because they just want to find out that whole thing about whether these people will change. And the fact is, these people do not change. We know for once that there is no really documented proof of them changing. I have never seen one, despite the strange thing is this: there are some psychologists who claim that they can change. Yes, they change in their very strategies, and coping mechanisms, but they do not essentially change in nature. That's a problem. And I always say this: Yunam is a very classic textbook case of not just a narcissist but a psychopath, because he puts the lives of many people, including the players of the Squid Game, at risk. Okay, it's not just even the players, but even the soldiers. They are like his disposable assets. They are not given a real identity. Okay, they're just numbers. Okay, even the guards have numbers. Okay, and when they die, there's all these retaliations to tend to actually keep the game secret. So and the very fact that he said that it's better to play the games than to actually to watch from a distance, to play the games and get the thrill of it. It's like this is the thing with psychopaths. They get into those kind of life-threatening situations, but they know that somehow deep down inside they know, you know what, there'll be some way to spare myself. They always keep on testing the boundaries of everything. This whole idea of manufactured consent or manufactured freedom, okay, is the main defining characteristic of people who use dark psychology. Okay, they make you believe that there's freedom where there's no freedom actually, because the longer you stay on in it, the worse it gets. Okay, so anyway, this is what I have to add for now. I'm gonna actually really go in now that I'm so gonna get busy soon, because next week I'm gonna start teaching again. So I'm gonna have a lot to do, but if I get to see anything again, I'll post it up. Okay, so have a good one, everyone. Okay, see you all. Bye bye.